Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us on our TMC live session for the Manchester College this evening. I'll shortly pass you over to Bettina, Ian and Harry, who are part of our Visual Arts department. They're going to provide you with a showcase of the visual arts courses we've got to offer. If you've got any questions at any point, you can ask them in the live Q&A box, which is just to the right of your screen, and we'll answer as many questions as we can at the end. I'm now going to pass you over to Bettina to get the session started. So over to you, Bettina.
Hi there. A very warm welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We're very excited to show you around the department and give you some further information about the visual arts department and what we provide as a provision. So as has been said already, I'm Bettina Halpin. I'm a level 3 tutor, which I'm based at Sheen & Simon campus. And we've also got with us Harry and Ian, who I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, my name's Harry. I'm photography tutor. I'm teaching level 2 and 3 and I'm based over at the Northern campus.
And I'm Ian Cale. I'm an art and design tutor based at Openshaw and Sheena.
Fantastic. So if we move on to, just want to give you a bit of an overview at the moment about what we provide. So we have a Industry Excellence Academy. So this is where we provide a fantastic coordination with the industry. We give links to companies where you can have experience, and it's about having that connection to careers. So it's about careers and not courses to a certain extent. You can have work placements and have that connection. We also have our Centre of Excellence, which we provide fantastic links to the community within Manchester itself. We also provide you with the opportunity to retake, if you need to, maths and English, if that's the area that you might need to improve. And we just provide you with great opportunities, which are all within the creative industry. Okay. So we want to give you a little bit more of an insight about the visual arts department. So we've got some fantastic facilities that we have housed in our different sites. We've got different campuses spread over the city. We've got the city centre, we've got one in Openshaw and in Northern. So we have 3 different campuses which are all linked together and providing great provisions within the art and design. We also have got fantastic links with the art galleries. We have live briefs, which we have every year with the Manchester Art Gallery, and students have the opportunity to actually show their work within the gallery itself. This year we had a fantastic opportunity where the students actually had their work put on billboards within the city itself. So the art gallery came outside into the city, and it was fantastic to their work, being able to view it from a public environment, which was great. We have great results, absolutely fantastic. Our students go on to many different courses. We provide levels of 1 to 3, and we also have 3 different campuses, like I said earlier, where we have city centre, we have Openshaw and Northern campus, where we provide our facilities. So it is a really rich array of different opportunities that each campus will give you. Let's move on. So what we want to do now is we want to give you a short clip, a short video, which will show us around the different campuses and also what we have to offer. So I'll play this for you now.
Hi, welcome to the Sheen & Simon campus. My name is Bettina Halpin. I'm the DTL here, but I also teach on the courses. We cover lots of different subject areas. We are under the examining board of UAL, and we cover a level 2 to level 3 qualification. We enable you to go into lots of different disciplines, from printmaking to photography to ceramics, and we facilitate you through lots of different areas of thinking and to challenge you through your creativity. We're embedded in the city, so we're connected to lots of the art galleries, and we have live briefs which take place. We're very much part of the creative industry which is taking part in Manchester at the moment, and we are forefronts in it. We're pushing ourselves and we're pushing you to be part of it as well. We can't wait to welcome you to the Manchester College and the City Centre campus. It'll be a great delight to see you here, and it's an atmosphere which is building up of sheer excitement. It's a very energetic campus full of people willing to welcome you in straight away. Well, we really hope you've enjoyed looking around Sheen & Simon campus and all we have to offer here. It's been a delight to show you around, and we hope you like what you've seen. We're going to pass you over now to the Northern campus. Have a look round there.
Hi, I'm Clive Miller. I'm the lead technician for the Art and Design department at the Manchester College. I'm standing in our printmaking studio, And besides that, we've got ceramic studios, photography studios, fashion studios, textile studios, 3D studios working in wood, metal and plastic, and jewellery, a whole range of stuff which are all available through timetables to all the students who come here to study with us in the art and design department. And we'll show you some of those rooms.
My name's Sadie and I'm a tutor in the Visual Arts department, and I teach on the Level 3 UAL qualification Art and Design. Here at the campus we have some fantastic workshops and access to all sorts of materials and equipment. We have superb metal making facilities. You can work in a range of resistant materials, from ceramics, wood, metal, plastics, all different kinds of plastics, from liquid through to solids, rubbers as well, silicone. We've got hearths for heating and soldering, and we encourage a lot of live briefs, working with events such as Great Northern Contemporary Craft Fairs, that's an annual event each year, and working with community projects as well.
Hi, my name's Karina and I work in the fashion department at the Manchester College.
This is called our garment construction room. We work with industrial machinery, so it mimics what goes on in industry. We also use creative pattern cutting to back up our design ideas. So we have the opportunity to express our ideas from our art research-based work in 3D form as well as 2D form. We also have the opportunity to express ourselves within textiles.
Hi, I'm Fiona Donald and I teach on the foundation course in art and design, which is this room here. And today we're doing a mark making workshop where the students are exploring marks as a way of drawing and developing their own visual language.
Hello, my name's Maria and I'm a Visual Arts Head of Department. It's been lovely spending some time with you today, and I'm now going to hand you over to our Openshaw campus.
Hi, my name's Ian Cale. I'm one of the tutors here at the Manchester College, teaching in art and design. We're currently in the manufacturing room of the fashion department here at the Openshaw campus. The manufacturing room covers industrial machines, and we're going to show you shortly into the pattern cutting room. Hello, we're in the pattern cutting room here at the Openshaw campus. We actually do the whole process from design through to cutting and manufacture here at Openshaw with dedicated staff who are experts in the field. We're currently in the art and design studio here at Openshaw. You can study painting, drawing, printmaking, sculpture and textiles, along with other things such as photography. We've got amazing spaces here, really well resourced. We're really lucky to have this amount of space, so you can actually make some quite large work. That wraps up the whistle-stop tour of the facilities here at the Openshaw campus at the Manchester College. For more information, you can log onto the website, and it would be great to see you soon. Thank you.
So as you can see, you've met some of the tutors there that were speaking actually on the video clip. Our tutors are practicing artists as well, so I'm going to hand you over to Ian now to talk more about what his practice and field is.
Hello everyone. Yeah, my practice as a visual artist involves me spending a lot of time working over in Berlin and the surrounding area, where I document and record signs of conflict, both within the landscape and architecture. Been doing that for now 20 years, and there just seems to be more and more information coming to light about these places. So the places in which I document tend to be, well, there are abandoned buildings. We're looking at cellars, we're looking at attics within buildings, looking for those little traces where people have left a coat hanging on the back of a door, or occasionally you find boots and gas masks and other equipment left by the Soviet forces over there. So that involves photography, an awful lot of photography. I do on-site drawings, so I produce these very large drawings. They're about 6 foot square or thereabouts on location. They take about 3 days to make. And on returning, I work from the photographs to produce paintings. So I've got my own studio. So I have this balance between being a tutor and also a practicing artist, which is a challenge, but I think that's a key strength of not just myself, but the rest of the team. Bettina, I'll hand you back over.
Okay, so as you can see in the middle, that was great, thanks Ian. We've got Sadie, who you saw in the video clip. So she's actually won awards in the city centre for her jewellery and craft. She actually is very innovative about the materials she uses, so she works with different papers and she compresses them to make fabrics and form jewellery pieces out of them. So she's a fantastic wealth of knowledge she's got that she can pass on to you, which is incredible. She's one of the tutors that we based at the Northern campus. So Harry, now you want to talk about your practice that you do?
Hi, my name's Harry. I'm a photography tutor. Although I came into teaching quite late, I was a press photographer and a commercial photographer for 20 years. I worked for the MEN newspaper group. So coming into teaching, I could bring in lots of experience of dealing with the industry and can pass that information on to students of how to communicate, how to make contacts and how to build blog sites, websites, and how much you can price the work up if you're doing any work, if you want to do any weddings or anything like that, or want to do any small events. I can sort of advise and help you with how that all works. But while I'm actually teaching at the moment, I'm still practicing my photography. I did my MA recently and produced a book on the Manchester Apollo, a year in the Manchester Apollo, which is quite ironic because 2 months after I finished it, the Apollo closed because of COVID. So, and the book's got great reviews. I'm permanently out with my camera all the time, just trying to perfect my craft and just trying to keep on top of the students because they quite often ask me questions which need answering, and quite often I have to go out with my camera and find the answers. So I'm permanently entrenched in my photography, and I try to pass all that information back on to the students. So I'll pass you back to Bettina.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, so what we're saying is that the tutors have a wealth of knowledge that they can pass on to you completely, and they're here to be able to ask questions within their own field and to give you solutions to problems that you might have and to help you actually to become better within that field of practice. So they've got knowledge which is current because they are actually practicing, which is a wonderful asset to have. Okay, we'll move on to the next slide. So this just gives you an overview of what kind of courses that we actually deliver and where they are based on our different sites. So we have the level 1, which is based at Openshaw and Northenden. We have level 2, which is based at Sheena, Openshaw and Northenden also. We have our specialist flagship centres for different specialist areas. So for fashion, for instance, that is based at Openshaw, and we have facilities also at Northenden, so we have that dual purpose. For photography, that's based at Northenden, isn't it, Harry? If you want to give a bit of detail about the photography course.
Yeah, so at Northenden we have a fantastic double photography studio. We have a fully working dark room, and we have a large base room with around about 20 IMAX in, and we are all based at the Northenden campus, and we sort of have a level 2 and a level 3 course, so you can progress from one course to the other.
And also at Northenden we have the jewellery design course, design craft. If you saw in the video clip, you saw all the fantastic facilities within those workshop areas, and we also have the foundation which is provided for at Northenden campus. What we do is, it's great how it's almost like in pods throughout the city, but what is really important is that the community of practice happens across all sites. So when we take part in live briefs, we all come together and we work as one. So you might be working on a different campus, but you'll actually be communicating. We use something called Teams, where we actually have students communicating from different campuses with each other and sharing practice, good practice. So there's that sense of being actually in a very large group of artists, but actually in subgroups in your different campuses also. Okay. Well, now we've got a video clip here now of a student talking about his experiences actually on a course in photography. Rico, okay, I'll play this for you.
Hi, so my name's Rico. I went to Charlton High School and I'm currently studying level 3 photography. I chose to study this course as photography has been a passion of mine for some time now, and I feel like it was the best move forward in terms of starting my career and just trying to see where things go. I chose to study at the Manchester College as they always excelled in visual arts, and I feel like it's a very good place to really get your head down and work hard. The thing I've enjoyed the most about this course is being in a setting with a lot of like-minded individuals. It's a very good place to really bounce ideas off, and it's just good to be around people that do the same thing that you do. Studying online and really just, I don't know, I guess working from home, it's tough, don't get me wrong, but it's very comfortable because you're in the place you're most comfortable in. So you'll be able to work a lot more efficiently and a lot better. And I feel like you can also work when you like. You can commit more time than you would do in a normal college week. The college is getting me ready for the world of work through, I feel like right now I'm learning all my essential basics and getting a taste of the industry from now through stuff like work experience and just general knowledge of photography from my teachers. After completing my course, I'd like to go on to university as I feel like this course will set me up perfectly for it. So if I don't go to university, then I'll most likely freelance for a while and just see where my career takes me from that point. I would recommend Manchester College to anyone who's leaving school or even not in school and would like to go, as I feel like the tutors really push you to achieve. It's for all levels, all skill types, so it'll be a very great place to start from.
Great. I think he gave a really frank overview about how the college is also dealing with COVID at the moment. So obviously we've got students working remotely, but we support you by having that face-to-face contact time and also working on Teams as well. So he gave a really good account there of how he's having to balance that at the moment. Some of you might be thinking about that situation. What we wanted to put a slide here for you is to talk about the range of careers that are open to you after doing this course. So at the moment, with what you might be covering at school, you might not know of all the scopes of different careers that you could go into. So art therapy is one of them. We've had students go on to do this as a career after leaving us. They go on to do a degree in art therapy and then move on to have this as a career job. So we're showing you at the moment that actually there's many avenues to where you are possibly could go after finishing with us on this qualification. So art therapy is an option. If we show the next slide, we've obviously got freelance artists, which Ian is going to give you some information about.
Hello there. Yeah.
A lovely shot of you in there in your own studio, which is great, giving you an insight of how a studio looks and what you've got on those shelves, which look very interesting.
Yeah, it's also to do with kind of like establishing links with sort of funding streams such as
art councils.
Arts councils. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, to be able to support you through the research and development stages of your work, and yeah, and just finding out how to approach galleries, what's required in terms of applications. It's a little bit of a hidden art, I believe.
And you actually had got funding, didn't you, to go and do your Berlin trips as well? So
yeah, lots of funding from the Arts Council, who are fantastic. They support emerging artists and also mid-career artists, and provide lots of tutorials to be able to tap into that funding.
Yeah. Fantastic. So what we're saying is you can have a career as being a freelance artist. There are options, there are abilities to tap into funding and different supports that can be there. Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you. Next one, we've got obviously the fashion industry, which is really becoming a hive of activity in the city centre at the moment. So we've got lots of fashion pop-ups happening. We've also got retail that's coming back to Manchester with actually the fashion development and product design, which is the manufacturing is starting to take place again in Manchester. We've got different companies which have approached us and we're working alongside those. We've also set up small pop-up events with fashion as well. So it's Manchester had that name for being a fashion and textile area, and it's regrouping and getting back to where it once was, in a sense. The actual manufacturing is coming back to the city, which is exciting to see, and we are actually part of it. As you can see with the video, we've got lots of facilities with the industrial sewing machines, and we've got that knowledge which you can, you know, travel through from the design to the actual making, which is great. So, career in fashion. We go on. So our T-levels. So T-levels are going to be starting in September 2001, and these are going to be introduced where you're having the opportunity to work 45 days in industry and you're having placement. So again, it's about having that link to a career straight away. It's not about necessarily doing all your practice in the college. It's about going out there and having experiences and links to direct career routes. So it gives you a real opportunity to understand what the job is that you're going to go to in the future and whether it suits you, and you've got that skill set to go into it as well. So that's the T-levels, which are going to be starting in September 2001. On this page here, we've got our industries that we're partnered with. So we've got lots of different opportunities that we have through the links that we've made within partnerships within the city. One of our key ones on here we're very excited to talk about with you is the Manchester Art Gallery. And every year now for the past 5 years, we have done a live brief, which is based around future creatives. And during that period, you will be working alongside the art gallery, and we have fantastic opportunities where we have artists coming in to do talks and really connect with the students and talk about their own practice, but also talk about how they are wanting the students to interpret the live brief and how they go forward with that. So we do workshops with the Manchester Art Gallery also. And then at the end of that, you actually win a prize almost of getting your work shown in the gallery itself. So it's about going through a board. You get to put your work forward, and if you get selected, you will then have your work put into the gallery itself. Or as I said earlier, this year we had it placed into the city on billboards as well as in the gallery, which was fantastic to see. So great opportunities. The other ones which are listed on the board here, we've got the Be Thrive, which is a clothing company which is all about sustainability. Couldn't think of the word then. Sustainability, and how we need to be thinking about that going forward within fashion, and they're really forefront of that at the moment. We've had lots of students who have gone on placement with them, and one at the moment is actually doing a paid work where they're actually finished doing the placement. They've left us as a college, they've gone off to university, but they're actually working for that company to do their web design and talk about connecting to the youth of today. So lots of opportunities that we have to offer with the links within the city. Anything else that either wants to add to that, or Ian, Harry, or do you think we've covered that?
I think so. We can move on, I think.
Yeah, okay, great. So flagships projects, so as we were saying before, we've got Jacquards. Now some of you might have seen some of the posters that happened right at the beginning of lockdown talking about the NHS and coming together, and that was all Jacquard that put those around the city, and we've worked with them quite a lot. As you might have seen some of the campaigns of our work going up in the city, they helped us to do that, and they put it further forward, which was great. As I said earlier, we've got the Manchester Art Gallery, which we work in partnership with, and we have a great relationship. We've had lots of students who have gone off there and had work placements, but also shown their work through the Future Creatives, where they've had the exhibitions and they've actually exhibited. And it's about seeing the different jobs as well. So when working with the Manchester Art Gallery, we work with all different aspects of it, with doing product design. So one year we made products that actually went into the art gallery shop itself, and the students sold their products in the shop, and the money went back into fund ideas for where they want to perhaps go next time with their projects. So yeah, there's lots going on. It's not about just working within the four walls of the college. It's about actually going out into the city, making and meeting and understanding how to continue that practice after you leave here. So we give you that confidence to approach different companies, different organisations, and to work alongside them. So Harry, if you want to give some information about the Greater Mancunians.
Yeah, so there's a project we're running within photography, which we have been running for a couple of years, called Greater Mancunians, which is a photography project where we approach people, Mancunians. They don't have to be actually born in the city, people who have made a cultural impact on the city. So they can be musicians, actors, artists, politicians, community workers, a whole raft of different people, and we invite them to be in the project. We go and photograph them. The students do the photography, and it's built over 2 years. We've got another 2 years to run, and it's built. So we've got over 60 contributors now, and the students actually do the photography. So it's a great industry experience. So it's a great opportunity for students to actually sort of communicate with people and sort of work in almost like a business-like way. And each of the students, we rotate the students, so as many students as possible get to contribute onto the project. So now we've had 60 students altogether contribute, and we're going to have this work published and also a major city centre exhibition in around about 18 months, 2 years time, which Manchester City Council are supporting. So if you want to have a quick look at it, if you just Google Greater Mancunians, you'll see what it's about, and I think you'll be quite impressed. So any photography students coming to the college will have access to this and be able to contribute to it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Great. If you move on to the next slide. So if you want to go on to visualarts.tmc.com, I didn't do that right, but you know, our students' work is based on here anyway. You'll be able to have a look at it. You'll be able to see what work is out there, what they've been producing. This is a snapshot of foundation end of year show that they produced, and so you'll have a lovely insight to what type of work we've been doing and what the students have achieved. So please go on to that. That'd be fantastic. I would like to thank you all for joining us, and we've got to go now to the Q&A. So any questions, we look forward to answering them for you.
Thank you very much, Bettina, Harry and Ian. That was really, really great presentation. Lots of information there. We have had quite a few questions, so I'm just going to dive right in.
Okay.
The first question is, do any artists come into college for visits?
Yes, so as I was saying earlier about the Future Creatives, this last year we've been working with Craig Oldham. He's a graphic designer based in the city centre, and he's also, some of you might have seen the poster he did about the NHS and COVID. So he was saying how these are non-skilled workers, they hopefully won't be seen like that anymore, and he's quite political in the way that he does his work. We've had lots of talks and presentations from him, and he's come into the studios and worked with our students as well, which has been a real treat. And we've also had Liam Hopkins, who, I don't know if you saw the angel, which was made out of the plastic recycled bottles, and we've done work experience with him, and also students have had the luxury of going into a studio and seeing how to actually start a huge project like that, which is, you know, a big sculptural piece from the starting point of the idea through to actually completing it. So they've seen that full cycle, which is really exciting to be part of.
Great, thank you. The next question is, would you be able to complete a fine art course as well as a photography course?
Harry, do you want to, or do you want me to do this?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. And what we tend to do with photography is, if someone comes to photography and they have a particular sort of fine art side to their work, we will encourage their photography to be taken or produce their work in a fine art way. So what we do is we play to the strengths of the student. So if a student has a particular interest in a certain area of photography, they'll be encouraged to create a portfolio based around that. So it'll be photography built and fine art. So when they go to if they decide to go on to university, their portfolio will reflect both sides. They will reflect the fine art and the photography, and then that gives them options when they do go to interview at university to maybe pursue photography or fine art photography or fine art itself. So the portfolio that they produce will cross over into different areas and give them options when progressing on to university. So the answer is yes to that.
Great, thank you. Next question, can you become an architect after taking this course?
So you would have to go on to do an architectural degree course afterwards. So you wouldn't be able to do straight after this, but you could progress onto an architectural course. You'd obviously have to have maths, which is high up as a an actual grade. So you'd have to have that. What I would say to you is a lot of students might say that they want to do architecture, but there's a huge variety of different types of architectural courses, and what we encourage learners to do is to go off and to do research about what aspect of architecture you might want to pursue. So it could be that you are wanting to look at spatial awareness and landscape architecture, for instance. It could be that you go out and you start to think about how it's an outdoor sort of landscaping and architecture rather than indoors. There are so many different courses, and we encourage you to look at them in depth, because an architectural course which is delivered in Leeds is very different than the one that's delivered in Manchester, and so you have to look at actually what the specs are and how they deliver that as well. Hope that made sense.
Thank you, Bettina. Next question is, do we need to make a portfolio to do the visual arts course?
So to apply to us, we obviously want to see work, which is really exciting. You've been doing work at school, so we want to see what you've produced there, and we would ask you to send that through either by email. Once you've gone through the process of applying to us, we'd then ask you to send you a digital portfolio of just images of most recent work that you've done. Only a couple, not a lot.
Thank you.
From a photography point of view, if we can intervene there, I mean, it can be work, for instance, that's off someone's mobile phone. It doesn't have to be work that's been done on a grand scale. As tutors and artists, we can recognise a talent and an aptitude from something quite simple. So students shouldn't be put off if they don't have an in-depth portfolio, but if they got something they're quite proud of on the phone, or just scribbled in a small sketchbook, that can be valuable.
Definitely emphasize that. That's very true, Harry. It's not about having a portfolio. It's about having just a couple of images that we could have a look at and just get a rough idea about what level we're putting you on, so we can definitely make sure we've tailored the course to suit what your needs are.
And the next question is, what options open up to you after taking one of these courses, for example, uni, work, etc.?
So as you can see from the variety of the slides that we've put forward, the scope is limitless, really. So it can be for any area of career. The beauty of the creative industry is that we are making you to be creative thinkers. So it's about being problem solvers. So really, a lot of employers are excited to have that kind of person apply for jobs, because you've been asking questions all the time. We encourage, it's about questioning things, it's about exploring and being inquisitive. So those sorts of unique attributes are really needed within industry, and people you apply for jobs with actually want that. So there's a huge scope. There's lots of different courses you can apply to. There's almost no limit to what you can do after doing a visual arts course. It really is that broad and gives you that many transferable skills, definitely.
So from a photography point of view, I would say my students, 65 to 75% apply for university and maybe go to interview. And not obviously necessarily all of them go. Some go the following year, etc. But if you qualify with a photography extended diploma, you don't necessarily have to stick with photography. This is what's great about these transferable skills, is so a lot of my students go on to do photography, but some sort of move across the creative areas and go into fashion or graphic design or fine art, and so you are very flexible. So once you've got a qualification in any of the areas that we provide, you do have the flexibility to sort of move across, cross-pollinate, or work into different areas. As you go in towards university, a whole raft of options open up to you.
Thank you. Somebody else has asked, can you accept students who don't have the correct GCSEs, for example, 4 grade Cs in GCSE and a grade D, onto a level 3 course based on lots of experience rather than grades?
So we can interview and see what the students' skills are and what best course they're suited to, and we'll do that on an individual basis. So we always have an interview with the learner, and we don't just go off an application with grades on it anyway. So we always have a one-to-one interview with each learner who applies.
Thank you very much. How many exhibitions would we do a year? Is it just one showcase at the end of the year?
So we encourage students to take part in lots of different exhibitions. You can, we encourage them to have different platforms as well to show their work on. So the students have blogs. They also have Instagram accounts that we share to publicise the work that the students are doing. We have links to the Manchester Art Gallery where we put work up onto their platforms as well. We also have pop-up exhibitions that we get involved in, and we have those during the year. And also we encourage learners to put their work into competitions. So I know Harry was very successful with his learners putting their work into the home exhibition, weren't you, Harry? Which was
I had two great students who got their work into the prestigious home exhibition this year, and that was you just encourage them to put their work in, be confident enough to enter competitions, and it quite often pays off.
So we want you to be entering lots of different competitions. We want you to be sharing your work as much as possible, and we encourage that completely and support you to do it as well.
Brilliant, thank you. Within the Art Foundation course, which disciplines do you cover? For example, will we get to textiles, photography, ceramics, etc.?
Yes, so it's always like a carousel of tasting things. It's like going to a buffet and dipping in. So we give you the opportunity to have lots of experience going from photography to textiles, and the different projects enable you to dip in as well. So they give you an overview to start off with in Foundation.
That's great, thank you. What campus will the Level 3 Fashion and Textiles course be based at?
So the Level 3 fashion qualification at the moment is Openshaw campus, which is where that's based at the moment. That's where you'd be going and applying for.
Great, thank you. Somebody else has asked, is there any music involvement in this course?
You can introduce music. We're very lucky at the Sheena Simon campus. We have got the music department, and we have had students who have crossed over and supported each other. We've had the media students where they've done videos, and the art students have been doing props and backdrops and different things, and then the music students have actually put the music to that. So we encourage that crossover because you're wanting to make that community of practice where you have that connections with people who have got different skill sets than you, and then you can combine and make it a real triumph.
Thank you very much. Somebody else has asked, can you do a business course as well as a fashion and textiles course? And if so, at what campus?
The course is very full in itself, so we don't encourage you to do another qualification alongside it, as it were, but there are opportunities for you to get advice of how to market yourself and how to publicise, how you could go out there and show yourself off. But putting a course next to it and dual delivery of it is not encouraged because of the amount of hours that we expect you to put into the course.
If you could imagine it's the equivalent of 3 A levels, a level 3 course, you can sort of envisage that taking on another course would be quite a challenge.
Thank you for that. When do portfolios need to be ready for? Sorry, let me just read that again. When do portfolios need to be ready for interviews for Art Foundation? Sorry, it's a bit of a mouthful.
So is that for applying to us for the Art Foundation? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, like we say, when I said a portfolio of work, we're not saying we want to have reams of work at all. So we only would like to see a couple of drawings. They can be done, recent ones where you look at still life, so you just draw objects in front of you. It's about just showing your skill set. So don't be too worried about producing a full portfolio for interview.
Bettina, can I just butt in there?
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, I think one of the key things that I'd want to see at any interview would be the sketchbook, because a sketchbook sort of travels through a long period of time. So it's not just a snapshot of what you've done. It's like a journal of how your ideas have changed. And I think it's the key document for me when I interview students. I really need to see kind of like a very strong and diverse sketchbook.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Thank you for that, both of you. Somebody said, I'm only interested in the drawing and painting aspect. Which course would suit me?
So the visual arts course would, so the general arts and design course would suit, because we've got the specialist areas where we've got the fashion and we've got the photography. But if you go for the visual arts one, you'll be touching on painting, on fine art, and covering those aspects.
Can I just put in there? I think it's as well. I think we still really promote just the need for drawing throughout the whole of the art and design sort of courses, including fashion. Drawing is fundamental. You know, it's the language that we all use. So we do really push the need for drawing.
So all of the courses will start off with almost like a drawing element to it. But if you wanted to focus on doing drawing and painting, you'd go for the visual arts course.
Thank you, Bettina. Just coming up to our last question now. Another question about doing multiple courses. This time somebody's asked about doing photography and graphic design course together.
As before, if you're doing a level 3 course and then you try to take on another course, that would be too much. You'd be falling between two stools. So what I would suggest was do photography, but as you do photography, like I mentioned before, fine art, you can have a very strong emphasis on graphic design. So your work can, you can incorporate magazine layouts and strong graphic design within Illustrator and things like that, and that crosses over into photography. So you can almost do the two at the same time whilst achieving the photography qualification. You will be refining the skills of the graphic artist as well, and the two do marry up very well. Graphic design and photography sit very well, and give you great options to go and work in a design agency where they're quite often very keen. The people who go to interview at design agencies, quite often the ones that get the jobs are the ones that got multiple skills that cross over between photography and graphic design. So the answer would be yes. And then you can tailor your photography very much around graphic design, and that's how you can work over the 2 years that you'll be with us.
Brilliant, thanks for that, Harry. That looks like it's the end of our questions. Is there anything else that anyone would like to add before we finish?
We're just very excited to welcome people to the college and we'll, embark on a journey with us. We've got great tutors who are very excited to be part of your future.
Brilliant. So thank you everyone for joining us on our visual arts session this evening. We do have more TMC live events running up until tomorrow evening. So please head to our website, tmc.ac.uk/TMC live to register for any of the other sessions. If you would like to apply for a place at the Manchester College for 2021, then you can do so by visiting the website. As we are the #1 college in Greater Manchester, we're expecting lots of applications this year, so we'd recommend to get your application in as soon as possible. If you'd like to enrol for this year, you still can, and the team are available to speak to you this evening if you do wish to. We will put their contact number in the comment box. For any learners with special educational needs and disabilities, we do have a transition team who will make the move from school to college a positive experience for you, and you can contact them by emailing the email address in the Q&A box. So thank you very much from us, and if there's nothing else to add on from any of our lovely presenters, we'll close the session.
Okay, thank you everyone, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.